Hey folks, I picked up the February 2011 issue of Inc. magazine and I very nearly cussed out loud. In Max Chafkin's article on Socialism, he draws a correlation between high taxes and a thriving entrepreneurial culture. Max states, and I quote, "It's not so bad. Pricey, yes, but a good place to start and run a company." Hope that sounds like a Norwegian accent and not a Hispanic accent. Not really a vocal thing. Anyways, I felt compelled to look at some of the attitudes of the socialist Norwegians and the taxes that they pay. I'll also attempt to contrast the Norwegian naivete to the innate suspicion, contempt, and even fear that we American citizens have for pretty much everything that the government attempts to do as a means to assist us with our lives. Quote, "Norwegians don't think about taxes the way we do. They tend to see taxes as a purchase, an exchange of cash for services. Viggo Dalmo is an entrepreneur in Norway and has built a company with 150 employees and about $44 million in revenues. His position on taxes is as follows. The tax system is good. It's fair. What we're doing when we pay taxes is as follows. What we're doing when we pay taxes is buying a product. So the question isn't how you pay for the product, it's the quality of the product." Okay, that's a believable statement if you're a socialist in your bones like Viggo. But we entrepreneurs that have developed a retching distaste for paying taxes need facts and not just opinion on one born and bred socialist. Since his company is involved in the oil and gas industry, there is an additional 50% corporate tax. By my calculation, that is at least 78% in taxes. And I'm not including the up to 16.5% for Social Security scheme. Fact. Viggo pays nearly 50% of his income to the federal government. At least. Fact. He is also taxed 1% of his net worth every year. Fact. His company pays taxes on his employees' salaries that are double of the tax rates in the United States. Fact. Sales tax in his country is 25%. Fact. As CEO of a $44 million company, his personal taxes last year were $102,970. It's a matter of public record. Fact. Tax returns in Norway are a matter of public record and are published on a website maintained by the government. This has a chilling effect on any desire Dalmo might have to live large. Ooh. When you start buying expensive stuff, I quote, "people start to talk," says Dalmo. "I have to be careful because some of the people who are judging are my potential customers." But why does Viggo feel that the government is the right vehicle to deliver any product? This I cannot answer, but I dare to say that most of my peers would vehemently disagree. For your reading pleasure, I have included 10 good reasons why American CEOs have, and I quote, "a retching distaste for paying taxes." 1. The federal government, the United States federal government, made at least $72 billion in improper payments in 2008. 2. Washington spends $92 billion on corporate welfare, excluding TARP, versus $71 billion on Homeland Security. 3. Washington spends $25 billion annually maintaining unused or vacant federal properties. And don't you love that? 4. Government auditors spent the last 5 years examining all federal programs and found that 22% of them, costing taxpayers a total of $123 billion annually, fail to show any positive impact on the populations they serve. 5. The Congressional Budget Office published a budget options series identifying more than $100 billion in potential spending cuts. 6. Examples from multiple Government Accountability Office reports of wasteful duplication include 342 economic development programs, 130 programs serving the disabled, 130 programs serving at-risk youth, 90 early childhood development programs, 75 programs funding international education, cultural and training exchange activities, and 72 safe water programs. Those are multiples doing the same thing all over. 7. Washington will spend $2.6 million training Chinese prostitutes to drink more responsibly on the job. 8. A GAO audit classified nearly half of all purchases on government credit cards as improper fraudulent, or embezzled. Examples of taxpayer-funded purchases include gambling, mortgage payments, liquor, lingerie, iPods, Xboxes, jewelry, internet dating services, and Hawaiian vacations. In one extraordinary example, the Postal Service spent $13,500 on one dinner at Ruth Chris's Steakhouse, including over 200 appetizers and over $3,000 worth of alcohol, including more than 40 bottles of wine costing more than $50 each, and brand name liquors such as Cavassier, Belvedere, and Johnny Walker Gold. The 81 guests consumed an average of $167 worth of food and drink each. Number 9, federal agencies are delinquent on nearly 20% of employee travel charge cards, costing taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars annually. And 10, the Securities and Exchange Commission spent $3.9 million rearranging desks and offices at its Washington, D.C. headquarters. That burns me up. Anyways, that's from the Heritage website. Consider this, please. If you're summoned to the IRS office, for whatever reason you are behind on your federal tax payments and your day of reckoning has arrived, check your pulse and blood pressure right now. I'll bet just the thought increases your stress level. Do you anticipate your meeting with the IRS agent to be pleasurable? Will you be greeted with gourmet coffee or perhaps bottled spring water? No? Will the ambiance please your senses? Classical music playing softly from hidden speakers, warm lighting, the scent of mom's apple pie, scintillating your olfactory senses? No? You don't expect that? Is this not the image of the product that our government so graciously delivers to we the people? Quite the opposite is true. You will be greeted by a locked door, the lighting will be harsh, the furniture will be utilitarian and ugly, the IRS agent has all the power, and she knows it. You are at the mercy of this agent. You fear this IRS agent. Or maybe it's just me projecting all of my prejudices on you. Perhaps no one else is afraid of the big bad federal IRS agent. That's it. It's just me, I'm certain. I suppose that in 2 more generations, all of this won't matter. 78% tax rates won't seem that onerous. The inefficiency of government will be accepted as normal. The product that we receive will appear to be adequate in the absence of real efficiency. So let's just hang out for another 40 years and get used to our new reality. Our grandkids will be socialist in their bones, and they will actually like the government services like our buddy Wigo. And that's all I have to say about that.